All right, what is up, everybody? I'm here doing a 30-minute Q&A. Any questions, answers? I'm gonna answer all your questions. Had a great day today. Happy Cinco de Mayo, especially to my Mexican followers, my Spanish followers all around. Americans celebrate the crazy holidays, but for Mexicans, Spanish people alike, this one's for you. And I'm here to answer all your questions for 30 minutes. I'm not gonna drag it on. So, Varson, time's yours. Time is yours. I'm going to let it load up a little bit before I start answering questions. If you guys want to ask me, what I thought about today's game, go for it. Whatever you want. Politics, I don't care. Doesn't really matter to me. I'll let it load up a little bit, though. But I was really disappointed in today's game today. I really was. I was really disappointed. Favorite Eagle or Sixer of all time? My favorite Eagle of all time, Commander X881, is Nick Foles, simply because he won the Super Bowl. My favorite 76er of all time is Allen Iverson. It's simple. He was 5'11", played like he was 6'6", always had the team on his shoulders, and he played the game perfectly. Definitely my favorite Sixer of all time. Take a tequila shot for Cinco de Mayo. Young Money 87 asks or says the statement. I don't do tequila. There's a lot of reasons for that. This is actually just Sprite. I had a long day today, so I'm just kind of chilling down with Sprite right now. Varson 188 asks, "What's your ethnicity?" I am white. I am Irish. My nationality is American, obviously, but my ethnicity, I'd say Irish. I'm white though. Joe Hill says Giannis or Harden. I'm going to have to go with Giannis, man. Giannis is a beast. All-around player-wise, I think he's a beast. Christian Andasol says, when was your first Eagles game? My first Eagles game was New Year's Day 2006 versus the Washington Redskins when Sean Taylor picked up the fumble against Coy Detmer. He fumbled the ball and he recovered it and ran it back to the end zone. That was the last time we would see Sean Taylor in an NFL game in Lincoln Financial Field. And that was a loss, obviously. MB got to be more productive. Varson 188 says, he was on a milk carton today. Apparently he had a virus, but it just sucks. That guy is broken in every single way. But listen, he does so many things for us, so I can't really blame him. But yeah, he's got to be more productive. Listen, I said before this game started today that whoever won this game would win the series. I got to stick by that. I can't flip-flop. Whoever won this game today is going to win the series. And I have Toronto winning in 6 games. I really do. Rob, what's up, Rob? Who's a better rapper, Little Uzi Vert or Lil Mouse? Honestly, it's a good question, Rob. I think Uzi Vert's better. Lil Mouse doesn't do it for me. Alan Hill says, found a boyfriend yet? No, absolutely not. There's no one out there that is worth my time of day right now. I am literally a mess myself still, so I'm not ready for that shit yet. Joe Hill says, who will win the Stanley Cup? I don't know. I'm going to go Boston. Just because I believe in that whole I don't like it, but I'm going to go Boston. Do I respect Brady? I respect his stats. I don't respect him as a person, though. I think he's a cheater. Young Money 87 says, who's your man crush? It's a good question. I don't know. I'll get back to you on that one. Varson 188 says, especially on offense, he's got to be more productive. Yeah, Embiid's got to show up. And, the last game he really did show up. If he's going to be sick every single game, it's something that's going to hold us back. And like you guys know, I hate Ben Simmons with passion. I think he's an awful player. I don't even think he's a decent player. I think he's awful. I really do. He's been a liability for months since last year's playoffs. He's been a liability. So, yeah, Ben Simmons stinks. Why am I even talking about him? All right, who am I even talking about? TGS Mask says, "Do you think the Saints will have a good team this year?" They should. I mean, they didn't really drop off that much besides getting rid of Mark Ingram, but I think they'll be all right. Favorite place to get a cheesesteak? I'm gonna have to stick with D'Alessandro's. That's my place. It's a little bit outside of Philly, but that's kind of my place. Rob says, Eagles fan for life 17 says, ready to black out Thursday after Game 6. Rob, I'm almost done drinking, dude. Like, I can't do it anymore. I'm 26. I'm turning 27 this year. I really can't do it anymore. Like, I went out for Cinco de Mayo today, and goddamn, like, after my fourth drink, I was like, yeah, I'm not doing this anymore. Like, it just sucks. Eagles 01 says, are you still on ATD? Yeah, every single Saturday. The problem is we got suspended on YouTube because someone flagged and copyrighted one of our shows, which didn't even go out yet. So that was a big problem. But at the same time, it's no big deal. We'll be back on YouTube in this month, but for right now, we're only on Facebook. Have I traveled a lot? No, Varson 188, but I'm going to be traveling this year, going to a lot of Eagles games. I'm going to Buffalo. I'm going to Dallas with Rob. I want to go to Atlanta, but right now I'm thinking Dallas and Buffalo and probably Miami. Miami's my spot. I like Miami. Santiago Madam Morris says, can you follow me back on Instagram? Yeah, I can. Just wait till after the show. Joe Hill says, will the Rays keep it up? I hope not. Can we still win the series? Connor Strickler says, we can. I don't see it happening, though. I thought this was the game where Toronto got all the momentum, and they're going back up north, where we got our asses kicked in game 1. It's going to be tough. It's really going to be tough. Craig Jockman says, not a question, but Ben needs to go. Listen, that's a statement, but listen, I agree with you, Craig. I really do. I despise Ben Simmons. Like, a lot of these people want to give him hope, saying he's going to find a jumper. Guys, he sucks. Like, he sucks. Like, I mean, you're running the point, all right? You're dribbling up the ball pretty well until you get to midcourt. Then you turn into a complete ass player that goes all the way to the rim, goes up for a layup, and then passes it blindly back to the fucking perimeter. Granted, he never did that, but that's what I always picture in my mind whenever he goes up for a layup because he's just so bad. He's terrible. Santiago says, wait, I'm going to go with Varson first. If Ben Simmons could get a shot, the Sixers will be on the next level. He's never going to get a shot, though. That's the thing. And the thing that pisses me off about Ben Simmons is he always shoots during warm-ups. He always shoots three-pointers, and he makes them. He doesn't even attempt to shoot them during the game. Like, I don't get this guy. I really don't. Like, yeah, if he could get a shot and make it and be consistent with it, he could be a premier talent in the NBA. The problem is he's never going to get a shot. He's never going to be consistent with it because he's a pussy-scared little bitch. And I keep telling people this, and it's a liability right now having him on the court. It is. Cold Runner says, what happened to the Sixers today? They got outplayed. Everyone didn't show up besides Redick, Butler, and that's it. Those are the only players that showed up. And Butler should get a max deal this summer. Dylan Collins says, Kawhi or KD? If you're asking me, Kawhi. And I'm going to get to that right now. Who asked that? Dylan Collins? I'm going to get to that right now. Kawhi Leonard is probably the best all-around two-way player in the NBA. The guy is on fire every single game. You could double team him; he'll still make shots. The guy is everything you want in a professional basketball player in the NBA. Like, I mean, honestly, I saw a trade proposal last year that absolutely made me want to vomit. We would have had to give up Rocco, Darius Saric, 2 first-round picks for Kawhi Leonard for just this year. And there was a rumor that it was either them or you put Ben Simmons on those first-rounders and package it to Kawhi Leonard. Now, this is what I was thinking the other day. even if we gave all that stuff for Kawhi Leonard and Ben Simmons would have miraculously found his form years down the road, and people are like, "Oh, you could have had this guy." Does it matter? Like, Kawhi Leonard is a proven commodity in the NBA. Like, even if Ben Simmons became the next superstar, we would have already had one with Kawhi Leonard. He was proven. He was in the finals with the San Antonio Spurs. Like, it just made me want to vomit looking at that. Like, how do you not pull the trigger on that? Now, granted, you don't know if he's going to stay the next year, but that's something you have to take a chance with, because when you bring in Jimmy Butler and all these pieces around you, it's going to make that player want to stay. I just don't get it. I'm sorry. And it sucks because now we're stuck with Ben Simmons. I despise Ben Simmons. Pats fan says basically a shout out. Say hello, Becca. What's up, Becca? How you doing? Rob says he almost retired from drinking. Please do. Drinking is not good for you. It's not. I'm turning 27 in October. I'm almost done with it myself. I can't do it anymore. For all those young people out there, don't start it because it is absolutely terrible. Varson 188 says, or if they find a point guard that can shoot. A lot of people like to argue that Ben Simmons isn't playing in his natural position. I completely disagree with that because Ben Simmons actually could bring up the ball pretty well. He could defend pretty well. And, I mean, honestly, I just don't see why, people would expect anything different when it comes to Ben Simmons in a different position, like a power forward spot. I just don't believe that. I feel like him at the point guard, he's performing pretty well when it comes to bringing up the ball, but his shot is non-existent. He's absolutely garbage when it comes to, he's garbage. I don't want to talk about him anymore. Who do I think will win the Stanley Cup? The Bruins. Eagles' biggest rival, in my opinion, the Giants. What's up, Sports Show? How you doing? The Cubs are in first place. Yeah, I was just watching this St. Louis game just right now. They look pretty good, to be honest with you. Let's trade Simmons for Zion. Yeah, who's going to take that? What's up, Gangrene David? How you doing? Jets fan, go subscribe him. Up-and-coming Jets fan on YouTube. He knows his stuff. He's up there with Jet Central. Go subscribe him, Gangrene David. I am going. Hold on a second. I just got to scroll up on some of these because I feel like I missed some. Or if they find a point guard that can shoot. I'm looking. I feel like I missed some, guys. No, I pretty much looked. Yeah. Black Ben says he always tweets with the emoji before the games. Yeah, he does, and he always fails. So, I mean, yeah, I don't like Ben Simmons at all. To answer your question, Eagles 0-1, yes. I would say I'm excited, but good for him. Why not give people the opportunity to perform the way they are supposed to? You know what I'm saying? It's a free country. Do what you got to do. And honestly, I didn't really think the cheerleaders on the Eagles were all that good to begin with. So, I mean, I think, honestly, it's an opportunity, and it could make them better. Who knows? But, yeah. Santiago Matamora says, who would you rather have instead of Ben Simmons? It's simple. You could have Kyrie Irving. You could have Damian Lillard. You could have I would even take C.J. McConnell over Ben Simmons, to be honest with you. Not C.J. McCollum, not McConnell. Dominic DeStastos says, do you think the Rockets can beat Golden State? No. What else? Varson 188 says, Tobias Harris kind of fell off after he got traded to the Sixers. I was just talking about that, actually, because Tobias Harris, to me, he's just a guy. He wasn't anything special. A lot of people want to give him a max offer in the offseason. Tobias Harris, when the Clippers got rid of him, they didn't miss a beat. They actually got better. And, they took the Golden State Warriors to 6 games without him. So how much does that tell you the value of Tobias Harris really is? And on top of that, he was with 5 to 6 teams before he came to us. So I never was really that big on Tobias Harris, to be honest with you. Darth Vader says, "What is up with the Sixers?" I don't know, man. Like they looked like world beaters last game, and now they look like crap. Eagles 01 says, "Do you think the Avalanche have a chance to win their series? Who are they playing? San Jose, right?" Yeah, why not? Cowboys Face says, "Hey Nitro, much respect to you, brother. Thanks, Cowboys Face. Will Cowboy versus McGregor happen?" TTC Savior says, yes, I think that will happen. Darth Vader says, "Boston teams are always winning championships. I'm getting sick of it." Yeah, it's something that hopefully is coming to an end soon, but I'm right there with you. I am extremely sick of it. Gangrene Dave says, "Wow, thanks for the shout out." Yeah, dude. I mean, just keep up the good work. I know you're young. You're like what, 19, 20? Yeah, you just keep up the good work. You know, you have a lot of more success than I did at that age. You know, I'm 26 now. I've been on YouTube for 8 years, and back when I was your age, I was just starting. I was very slow. I didn't progress like you did. No way. So yeah, I mean, just keep up the good work. He also says, "I kept my eye on the Sixers game. Embiid didn't score much, but his defense was nuts. Butler was dropping buckets, and not sure why Ben Simmons can't take a legit shot because Ben Simmons is a pussy. I'm sorry. I don't like. He's just not. I'm being honest with you, Gangrene. He's just not a good player. He's not. And a lot of people want to say, "Oh, he does everything else right." It doesn't matter. If you can't do everything in the NBA, you're just not a good player. He was a number 1 draft pick. It's like, let's fucking go. You know, you can't just play. You can't play a half-assed game. You have to be fully balanced to play in the playoffs. And we have a team right now that if Ben Simmons was actually an actual guy that could shoot the ball consistently and make shots, we could be ahead of these teams right now. But instead, he's hurting us. So it just makes me sick to my stomach because this doesn't only happen with the Sixers. This happens with every other Philadelphia team. There's always that stupid, retarded player on the team that makes the team worse. It just makes me sick. Dominic says, "I remember when Colin Cowherd ranked Ben Simmons as a 5th best player in the NBA last season." Yeah, I don't. Colin Cowherd's an idiot. Do I like Cars Barson? Yes, absolutely. Love Cars. I'll get into that conversation another day, but I love Cars. Darth Vader says Kemba Walker better than Ben Simmons. Absolutely. I would trade Kemba Walker for Simmons straight up right now. Kemba Walker is a fucking beast. Bonnie Sports Network says go Raps. He's a Canadian fan. Good luck to you. I really hope you guys don't pull it out, but who knows? Joker, Nikolai Djokovic, better than Ben Simmons. It's a completely different position, but I can't disagree with it. Logic TV says, Logic TV says, "How will Wentz do this year?" Hard for me to say, to be honest with you, because I don't really expect much out of him, to be honest with you, because he's coming off of injury and he's working with a completely new team, completely different players. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. And it depends on how much he targets Zach Ertz per play. We'll see what happens. But I'm not expecting much. I'm expecting like a 10-6 season. CM says, "Where do you think the Sixers would be if they signed LeBron last year?" Well, LeBron got injured, and you guys have to put this into account that LeBron James got hurt in December. All right, and the Lakers were the 4th seed, and they were kicking the dog shit out of the Warriors at that point in time. So if he wouldn't have gotten injured, I feel like we'd be okay. But if he would have gotten injured, it could have broken up a lot of things, as we could have not have gotten Jimmy Butler. We could have not have traded Rocco, Saric, all these other players. So it could have broken up a lot of things. And if he would have got injured, we'd actually be a worse team. So I don't know. I'd have to say no. I don't think we'd be any better. What cat started the Nitro Freak name? No, it's what car started the Nitro Freak name? Good TTC Saver, you're on the ball. Nitrous oxide. If you guys don't know, nitrous oxide makes cars quicker off the jump. Well, not off the jump. Actually, when a car's going, you squeeze a button and it puts this little bubble into your engine, and it just makes it pop. So it just makes it go a lot quicker. It's hard to explain, but if you ever watch Fast and Furious, you would see that it just makes the cars go freakishly fast for a little bit of time. You don't want to do it too much, or else your engine will explode and you'll probably die. But yeah, that's where I pretty much got that name from. It's a long story actually, but I'll break it down another day. Varson188 says Tobias Harris' playstyle is similar to Carmelo. I guess maybe, but Tobias Harris doesn't bring up the ball. Jamie Boswell says Wall's better than Simmons. I can't disagree with that at this point. Varson says you were born in Ireland or in America. I was born in Trenton, New Jersey. Nicholas Paz says, I'm tired of the Warriors. I wish Portland or Denver can beat them. Yeah, I mean, nobody likes the Warriors, but it is what it is. They're the team to beat, unfortunately. They have 5 All-Stars on the team. So, yeah, I mean, they were up by 12 last night, and I honestly thought that with 4 minutes left, they still have a chance to come back, and they almost did. Dave, what did he say? Dave Yarnold says, that you're in there, it's still a series. We will steal game 5. Yeah, I hope so, but it's up north and they have all the momentum, so I don't know. Santiago says, who do you think is leaving after these playoffs from the Sixers starting 5? Leaving? Tobias Harris. I don't think Tobias Harris is coming back. You know what I think is going to happen? We're going to get rid of Tobias, and we're going to try our best to go after Klay Thompson, which I would absolutely love. Varson188 says, too bad nobody in the AFC can take out the Pats. Yep, and it's going to stay like that as long as number 12 is beyond center. Kawhi Leonard, 39 points, yep. That is amazing. Yeah, Ben Simmons sucks. Godly Ames says Ben Simmons is a jump shot away from being the best point guard in the NBA. Can't disagree with it, but the fact that it's never going to happen just makes me not even want to acknowledge it, to be honest with you. It's not going to happen. Did I watch Canelo Jacobs? No, but I knew that Canelo was going to rock Jacobs. But Jacobs was actually hanging in there for like the majority of the first 5 rounds, and then he just completely fell apart, which was expected. Which player holds back? Varson188 says, which player holds back on the Eagles? Like, which player holds us back? Last year was simple. It was Carson Wentz, actually. And you saw it in the first 10 games. Carson Wentz's back injury held us back from potentially getting a better seed in the playoffs, because we wouldn't have been 9-7 if he didn't play 2 extra games. We probably would have been at least 10-6, in my opinion, because Nick Foles could have won that Cowboys game if he would have came in earlier. The one in Dallas, he could have won that game easily, in my opinion. So, kind of sucks, but it is what it is. Gangry David says, want to get your thoughts on the Eagles, on the Jets going forward. I think they have potential, dude. I don't think you're going to beat us this year. You guys have never beaten us in your franchise's history. I like Sam Darnold a lot. Quinnen Williams from Alabama is a stud. Le'Veon Bell's obviously a stud. He's been out of football for a year. But I think you guys have a good thing going there. Just keep building that team, and I think everything will be good for you guys going forward. I really do. I don't hate the Jets at all. I don't mind them. My friend loves the Jets. I get a lot of Jets fans around this area. It's weird, to be honest with you. I guess it's like Jets and Giants fans are different. In my opinion, I think the Jets fans are more violent than the Giants fans, which is more funny. The Giants fans are more annoying, but the Jets fans are more violent. It's weird. Bondi Sports Network says, Lock Faint, Roger, go Broncos. I think he's a Broncos fan. Yep. Would you put Logic TV says, would you put Wentz and Simmons in the same conversation? No. Reason being is because Wentz actually showed that he could be a commodity in the league that he's playing in. Simmons does not. All right, Simmons doesn't even take a jump shot. Like, how can you show me what you're trying to put on display if you're not even going to try? You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't put him in the same conversation at all. Do I think Brett should be fired? No. Brett, you guys have to understand something. When everything comes to fruition and all these players adapt and gel, Brett Brown is a top 3 coach in the NBA. All right, and you will see what I mean down the road. But right now, you guys are going to put all the blame on Brett Brown because everything's not going well. But the guy adjusts like a great coach should. All right, and in Toronto, don't be surprised if we come out of the game victorious. All right, I put $200 on the money line game 2, and it paid out a plus 280, which means I got 570. Yeah, it paid out well. Or was it a 285? I think it was a 285. It paid out well. Jay Heat Too Rich says, did Miami get a steal for Rosen or is he a bust? Rosen sucks. Rosen's so bad. Cowboy X Factor says, I think the Sixers offered Jimmy Butler the max contract and will probably let Tobias Harris walk. Yeah, I wouldn't bring back Tobias Harris. I think he's just a guy. Varson188 says, I'm a Dolphins fan. I'm glad we got Rosen. I think he stinks, man. I really do, but good luck. Panthers God FSU 23 says, what do you know or think about Will Grier? I think he has potential. He got busted for PEDs in his college career. But Carolina got him as a backup to Cam Newton. It's weird because Will Grier to me can be a starter. So is this pretty much the Panthers saying that they don't want to give Cam a new contract and they're looking to move on from him and then make Will Grier the QB? Like, I don't know. I don't know how that's going to work, but Will Grier has starter potential. Nicholas Paz says, who do you think is the worst team in the AFC? The worst team in the AFC right now? Right now, I'd have to say the Bills. I'd have to say the Bills are the worst team in the AFC. I could be missing somebody, but honestly, the Bills just you go into the season knowing that they're not going to win. I would say the Browns, but they've improved tremendously. Farson188 says the Jets have never beaten the Eagles. Yeah, they've never beaten them. Am I sick of Nolan Patrick yet? No, Nolan Patrick's our feature man. Ricky, Nolan Patrick's going to be our best player in 2 years. Santiago says, what do you think about Greg Monroe stepping up for Embiid? He has to. He had to. He was the next man up. We don't have that much of a bench, so he had to. And he did a damn good job, in my opinion. I can't hate on him. Dominic says, imagine if the NFL if Tom Brady never played. He almost didn't play because when Drew Bledsoe went down, that's when Tom Brady stepped in as a backup. Nobody expected him to be anything because he was a 6-rounder. He came in and shined. That's how it happened. Gangrene David said, our fan base is usually classy, and yeah, I never judge games off paper, but this is a game I could see us losing as of now. Gangrene David, Jets fans, I don't know how many games you've been to, but my buddy used to have season tickets. He said that the fans could be vicious at times, like extremely vicious, like fights in the parking lot, like beer being thrown on people. Like they're definitely the most violent fans of New York. But yeah, you're definitely one of the nicer fans, of course. They obviously have a big fucking fan base because people like Jet Central, you guys have a lot of subs. So the people that say the Jets are like the beaten stepchild of New York, I see Jet Central, and then people like you seeing these subscribers that you got. That means that people watch you guys. They're definitely a bigger team than people think, especially in that market. So it's pretty cool. And my friend who's a bartender loves the Jets. Who is my favorite player from the NFL draft? Devin Bush. The Steelers had a great draft. Devin Bush, the linebacker out of Michigan. Do I hate the Miles Sanders pick? Logic TV says. I didn't hate it. I thought we kind of reached for it. I felt like we should have got DK Metcalf at that position, but it is what it is. I'm not going to dwell on it anymore because, I'm not going to change history, and history's not going to change itself. So it is what it is. Constantinos Morales says, how do you feel about getting to play the AFC East this year? I love it because we get to play one of the worst divisions in the NFL. Well, unfortunately for us, we play one of the best teams in the league. So, yeah, it should be fun, but at the same time, play the Patriots again. And this time, Tom Brady's going to look to take our heads off and kill us. So, it depends how you really look at it, I guess. That'll be a good game. Jake Thoden says, "See any of the Blazers Nuggets series? Stuff's wild." Yeah, it's crazy. The playoffs in general are crazy, man. The NBA playoffs have been wild. Uh, Bonnie Sports Network says, "Going to the Broncos Bills game, awesome, man." Did I watch the 2018 World Cup in Russia? If you did, who did you go for? I mean, I'm a USA fan, obviously, but I was going for Germany. They got bounced early. Darth Vader says, apparently Embiid had his stomach virus. Yeah, that's nothing to play around with. That'll fuck up your game big time. Varson, well, it's funny because if you go back 6-7 videos, that should give you an answer right there. So there you go. Ricky Roma says Knicks are 16-1 to win the championship in 2020. Thoughts? Question mark. Well, it speaks volume because a lot of people have KD, Kyrie, and the number one draft pick all being there next year. So it speaks volume. Constantino says, in your best explanation, why do you think people like Ben Simmons? Because he's the number one draft pick and they're forced to like him. That's why they like him. But if you're a realistic fan, you would realize that the guy is crap. He is garbage, and he'll never amount to anything in the league. He sucks. Jake Thoden says, if the Knicks get good, you'll start to notice they're just as bad as Cowboy fans. Yeah, because it's a big market, and it sucks because it's like 45 minutes away from me by train, so it kind of sucks. What do I think about every fan base in the NFL? They're different, Some have its perks, some are just completely annoying. Yeah, that's a loaded question. Santiago Montemora says, would you hook me up with some Sixers tickets? I've been trying to go to a Sixers game. Maybe next year, man. But for the playoffs, they're really, really, really pricey. I don't get anything for free, so that would be kind of tough. Ricky Roma says, Jets, Mets, Isles, all get no respect as a little brother in New York. The Nets aren't even a factor. Yeah, they're not, because the Nets were a Jersey team. Gangrene David says, I got you. I'm usually around the nicer fans, but I've seen scenarios where it did get violent. I'm just a Jets video maker. I'm no Cowboy fan or anything like that. Can't wait to go to Philly. Oh, yeah, that's right. You are coming up to Philly. I think someone's going to tailgate together for that. Should be interesting. Tailgates are always interested in Philly. Everyone is drunk off their ass. Something I plan not to be this year because I'm actually looking forward to meet some people. So, yeah, it should be a fun time. Bonnie Sports Network says 4 T's, Denver versus Portland. Yeah, that was a crazy game the other night. Now that the draft's over, what you think our record's going to be? I have set 10-6 Diablo. 10-6. Our 6 losses are going to come to the Pats, Seattle Seahawks, the Patriots. No, I said Seattle Seahawks, Packers, Patriots, Vikings, Cowboys at home, and Atlanta. Those are my 6 losses. Ricky Roma says, the way you feel about Simmons is how you feel about Patrick. Yeah, I mean, according to some people, Nolan Patrick is underperformed, but you have to understand something. Nolan Patrick is just 20 years old. All right, I know Ben Simmons is 22, but his body has been growing for 3 years now, and he has been playing the same exact position he's played his whole life, and he couldn't shoot in college, just like he can't shoot now, and that's a big problem to me. It's a little bit different. Cash Me Inside says, how do you think the Raiders will do this year? Bad, like they always do. Santiago says, all right, thanks, man. Good night. Good luck. Sixers in game 5. Yeah, I'm winning. Sweet. Thanks, Santiago. Ricky Roma says, are you surprised with how Vegas embraced the NHL, and how do you think the Raiders will do there? The tailgates will be interested in Las Vegas. I see potential there when it comes to the Vegas Raiders. I can't believe I'm saying that, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. And everything went according to plan because I said 30 minutes and it worked perfectly. And I'm going to answer a couple more questions because they're still loading in, I guess. Sean Pep says, seen Endgame yet? No, I'm not really into the Avengers series. I'm probably the only one on the face of the earth that hasn't seen it. Don't have any plans on seeing it. I have other things to do. But with that being said, thanks everyone for joining the Q&A. I'll try to do one of these once every month. This was really fun. So thanks everyone for joining, and have a great rest of your night. Go Birds, go Sixers, go Flyers, and I'm out of here. If you're in here, be sure to subscribe to the channel, put a big thumbs up, and thank you for joining this Q&A once again. Thank you, everyone.